Hey, what's up guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Prince Meyson. Today we're doing something different. I'm starting a new series where I'm going to be retouching images and I'll be breaking them into different parts. So we'll start with the processing of the raw images, then move into Photoshop, and I'll show you how, I go through the whole process, my whole process in Photoshop, from frequency separation to dodge and burn, liquify, whatever it is. I'm going to show you like the whole process, but we'll have to break them down into different series. Now, if you're interested in featuring your images in one of the series, then you should just, send me your best images or the images you want me to retouch. I'll put an email in the description below. Just send me your image and I'll go through them, pick whichever one I really like, and I'll edit those images. I'll make a series out of those images, and I'll definitely give you credit for submitting your images too. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. And yeah, I'm just trying to build a community of photographers and enthusiasts, whatever it is that are interested in photography or interested in retouching or anything. I'm just trying to build a small community on my YouTube page. So yeah, feel free to subscribe, and at the end of this video, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, so let's get into this particular image. Now, this is an image I shot of a model called Wando. I'll put her name in the description, you guys can check it out. And the makeup artist, Judeo Senhola, fantastic makeup artist, and we did this image sometime last year. I edit my images with Capture One. I used to use Lightroom before, but I tried Capture One and fell in love with the program, so I'm sticking with Capture One right now. So this is a headshot, a beauty headshot of Wando, and when I shot this image, it looked really red. Different screens have different calibrations, so you might not see it the way I'm seeing it, but you probably should calibrate your screen. So yeah, so the image looks really red, so I'm just going to come here, and right here, my white balance, I'm going to drag my Kelvin down till it looks as natural as it looked that day. At this point, I think it's just a little bit pale, probably 4200. Let's start from there. The magenta seems like it's fine. I like what I'm seeing. Point A, yes, point A looks good. So we're just going to compare with this image. So this looks really red, and this looks a lot more natural. So yeah. The next thing I do in Capture One is I come to my histogram here and I pull in my whites. You can see while I'm dragging my white, she gets properly exposed. So what I typically do is I pull in my whites to where my my waveforms, or whatever they call them, stop. And I think right now it's about at this point. So I'm just going to pull this in right here. And there are already a lot of blacks in the image, so you can see my blacks are clipping right here, but I'm just going to add one just to add more contrast to it. Now, there are different values for different images. You just try different things out and see whatever works for you. But for me and for this image, I actually like what this is looking like right now. I like what I'm seeing now. While I'm done with this, I'm not going to mess with my shadows, but what your shadows and your highlights do is the work on the dynamic range. So if I pull my shadows up, you can see she gets really bright. If I pull my highlights up, then some highlights here just kind of disappear. But I tend to like the highlights in my beauty images, so I'm just going to leave this that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to create I think we're going to clone variant. Sorry. We're going to clone new variant. So basically this is our before and this is our after, just these few steps that we've taken. So this image right here, this is our before and this is our after. So what I've done, I'm just going to go over what I've done right now, is I came to my local adjustments, and on my background I reduced my Kelvin. I left my tint the way it is because I kind of like it. Let me put this at 0 and see what it looks like. I don't know, but I think I just like the way it is, so I'm just going to leave this way. So this is our before at this point, and this is our after. Now, the awesome thing about Capture One that I like is how you can actually create layers like you do in Photoshop and mask them out. I know you can do the same in Lightroom, but I just like the way it works in Capture One. I like the way it works in Capture One better. It's all about preferences. This is what I like. So you might like Lightroom, and Lightroom might work for you, and that's perfect. That's really great. I used Lightroom for years, so whatever works for you is fine. And you can do the same thing I'm doing in Capture One. You can do the same thing in Lightroom. It's just that, like, obviously there are different interfaces and all that. So yeah, so now I'm going to create a new adjustment layer. I'm going to name this color. Now I'm just going to go to my model for a bit. If I zoom in to her face, right? If you see my model, you notice that her face has more grains. Like, her face is lighter than her neck. So basically, we have more grains around her face and more magenta on her body. So what I'm trying to do now is that I'm trying to match the color as much as possible in Capture One. The best way to do that is what I'm about to show you guys now. So now that I have this local adjustment right here, I'm going to pick a brush and I'll draw mask. So now I'm going to paint this mask into the areas that I want whatever adjustment that I'm making right now to show. So I'm just going to go with the big brush. I won't be too precise. I'm going to go with the big brush. I advise you take your time. So yeah, I'm just going to speed this part up so that you guys do not have to see this. Okay guys, I'm back. So I just painted the mask into her face now. If you're going to paint the mask, you're going to come here, hold this brush down, and the draw mask is B, then the erase mask is E. So if you want to erase mask, you just click the E. I'm going to reduce my brush and I'll take it out of this. Now if you can see, around the eyes and around the lips, I've not drawn the mask because there's the color around the eye. I'm not trying to take that out. So somewhere around here, I'm not trying to take that out. I'm not trying to change the color of her lipstick and the colors around her. I think those are like the eyeshadows and all that. So I'm not trying to change that. I just want to blend the face with the body. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to blend the face with the body. So now that I've done that, I'll make sure I'm on my color layer. I'll come down to color editor, then I'll click my skin tones. I'll use this picker here, right here, this picker right here. I'll pick a part of her skin that I want every part to look like. So I'm just going to go with, let's just say I'm just going to go with this, her forehead. That's fine. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see this better. Now I'm going to increase my hue. Now can you see how it's blending in? You see that? Can you see that? So while I take it down, you can see that the body down has like a lot of magenta. Once I push my hue up, it kind of like matches the skin tone. Then I'll drag my saturation 2 up a bit, just a little bit. Now, while doing this, I've lost the blush around her face and I'm not trying to lose that. So I'm going to come back up to my local adjustment, pick my erase tool. Then I'm going to come to my brush setting here and I'll reduce the flow of my brush. Probably 10 is fine. Let's take it up a notch. Sorry. Let's move from 10 to let's do 20 so we can be faster. So now I'm on 20 and I'm just going to paint this back in. Just going to paint this back in. Let me see, what's my brush size? My hardness, I'm going to reduce the hardness of the brush so it can look really natural. Just going to paint this back in. And I'm just going to paint the blush here back in. Yes. Do that for here too. Okay, so we have our blush back and we have our image looking great and we've matched the skin tone of the face to the body. So we're going to look at that before and after. So this is our before, after. This is how I process my raw images before taking them into Photoshop. The first thing I do is I work on my white balance. Then next thing is I go to my levels and I adjust my levels to make sure that I put enough contrast in my image to my taste. Then after that, I match my skin tones if there are like any problems. Maybe the face is different from the body. I just make sure I match my skin tones to what I like by using a new adjustment layer. Then after that, I move my image to Photoshop where I do my retouching. Now for that, I'm going to make a new video. That's going to be a part 2 of this particular series of retouching that I'm doing. If you want to be a part of this, you want to send your images in, I'm going to put an email in the description below. If I love your images, or if I love your image that you're sending, I'm going to do a new series for that and obviously give you credit for the image now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you learned something new, comment below, let me know. If you're a Lightroom or a Capture One user, just comment in my comments and let's talk about this. Let's just share tips and tricks on different things on Lightroom, and let's just talk about Lightroom and Photoshop. So yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Kindly subscribe to see the next one if you want to. Subscribe and turn on the notification button, and the next one will be coming soon. So I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.